Imagine walking through a beautiful park, surrounded by vibrant flowers and towering trees, where the sun filters through the leaves, casting playful shadows on the ground. It feels serene, perfect even. However, beneath this picture of tranquility lies an unsettling truth. None of this lasts forever. The moments of beauty, the people we cherish, ultimately fade away. This reality can be daunting, yet it is precisely the denial of our mortality that threatens our humanity the most. Dr. Elisabeth Kübler-Ross, the pioneering psychiatrist whose insight has reshaped our understanding of grief and dying, once profoundly stated that denial is the first stage of grief, serving as a defense mechanism. As we navigate through our busy lives, how often do we find ourselves brushing aside the subject of death, as if ignoring it will somehow lessen its impact? We equip ourselves with distractions, embracing the hustle that keeps our minds occupied. But at what cost? What if I told you that this very denial keeps us from living authentically, from forging deeper connections with ourselves and others? Consider this. When you refuse to acknowledge your mortality, are you not also denying the essence of your existence? Death, while uncomfortable to think about, is not an enemy. It is an integral part of the tapestry of life, one that brings meaning to our experiences. Reflect on your relationship with death. Do you flee from it, or do you confront it with curiosity? What might shift in your life if you begin to accept its presence rather than deny it? Not confronting the reality of death empowers fears, which can manifest in various ways: stress, anxiety, and even anger. The refusal to face mortality breeds profound emptiness. How many times have you heard of people erecting emotional walls that isolate them from love and vulnerability? These walls are often born from the fear of loss, yet the paradox lies in the fact that embracing this fear can allow us to experience life more fully. When we acknowledge the fragility of life, we become more capable of appreciating each moment. The stages Kübler-Ross outlined, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance, can serve as vital touches in your understanding of grief. Denial may feel like a soft pillow where you rest your weary head, avoiding the harsh realities of existence. But as you move towards anger, recognize it not only as an emotional response, but as a cue urging you to explore deeper causes. For instance, fear of losing control. Have you ever snapped at someone because of the chaos happening within you? There's a hidden message behind that anger, prompting you to confront those intertwined truths hiding in denial. While denial feels like a protection, it often leads only to isolation. Facing mortality, on the other hand, can propel you towards rich emotional landscapes, be they joy, sorrow, or even mad, chaotic laughter in moments of darkness. Imagine learning to navigate these emotions instead of running from them, allowing you to share genuine experiences with others. What if I asked you to share your experience? Have you ever felt that initial rush of denial in the face of news about a loved one's illness? What did that feel like? Did it lead to deeper conversations or further withdrawal? This journey of confronting mortality is not just a personal one. It involves recognizing how interconnected our lives become when we share that vulnerability. As we wrap this discussion around denial, I invite you to ponder the ultimate question. Is the real threat to humanity our vulnerability to despair? Or is it our refusal to embrace life as it truly is, finite and precious? By confronting death, we may unlock the ability to live more fully, appreciating every heartbeat and sunrise. If you are seeking the truth, subscribe now and activate notifications to unravel the complexities of the human experience. This journey into the depths of understanding mortality is just beginning, and together we can explore how to forge a richer, more meaningful existence in the face of life's greatest mystery. As we journey deeper into this exploration of mortality, we find ourselves at a crossroads marked by denial and anger, two primal reactions that dance together like shadows in the twilight. They are often our first responses when confronted with the unfathomable reality of death. Why do we so frequently turn to denial? And why does anger rise within us like a storm cloud, flooding our hearts and minds? These questions are vital to understanding the complex layers of our emotional responses when faced with mortality. Denial acts as a comforting veil, a shield protecting us from the harsh truths we are not ready to face. It whispers sweet lies that tell us we are invincible, that nothing can truly harm us. Isn't it fascinating how we gravitate toward this comforting illusion? We hide behind activities, busyness, and distractions, often convincing ourselves that not today is a sufficient answer to the question of our mortality. But how does this denial prevent us from experiencing life to its fullest? Have you ever caught yourself saying, "I'll think about that later," only to realize later never comes? In the shadows of denial, anger often emerges as a reactive force. It's that searing heat that can boil over in unexpected moments, a misplaced frustration at a friend or a loved one, while beneath it all, there lies the chilling acknowledgement of your own fears about mortality. Anger can mask feelings of helplessness and vulnerability, creating a gap between us and those we care about. Have you ever experienced that moment when something as trivial as a minor inconvenience ignites an unexpected rage within you? It's a stark reminder of the emotional turmoil we grapple with when confronted with the idea of loss. As we unpack these emotions, let's weave in some insights from Kübler-Ross's stages of grief. Denial may come first, quickly followed by anger, two acts in a play where the stakes feel staggeringly high. But if we take a moment to pause and reflect amidst the chaos, we can uncover the complexities behind these emotions. Each time you feel anger bubbling up, ask yourself, what am I really angry about? Is it the fear of loss? Is it the fragility of life that rattles my insides? Moreover, have you thought about how these stages do not neatly follow one after the other? They intertwine, overlap, and often revisit us like an unfinished conversation. Your anger at a loved one's diagnosis might bring you back to a moment of denial, forcing you to reconsider what you've avoided. It prompts you to engage rather than retreat, to connect rather than distance yourself. Imagine for a moment a circle drawn on the ground. As you navigate through denial and anger, picture yourself walking along this circle, not in a straight line, but as you circle back to familiar emotions, each time gathering more wisdom and insight. What might you learn about yourself each time you revisit these emotions? When you allow yourself to feel, recognize the transformation that can occur. How might embracing the anger lead you to a deeper understanding of your fears about mortality? Instead of shunning these feelings, what if we reframed them as teachers? When those waves of anger crash against the shore of your being, consider this a clue, a guide leading you to explore deeper emotions surrounding vulnerability and loss. How would your actions change if you viewed your anger not as something to hide, but as a call to explore and connect with others who feel similarly? Let's pull the lens back a bit. Picture yourself in a conversation with a friend. They share their fears about losing a loved one. Do you comfort them, or do you find yourself withdrawing because those words remind you too painfully of your own fears? When we lean into these conversations, the raw, unsettling ones, we bridge the gap created by denial. We foster a sense of community in our shared vulnerabilities. The question beckons, can we harness our emotions to spark genuine connection amidst chaos? When we dare to face our anger and the fear that fuels it, we not only open pathways for deeper conversations, but also invite compassion into our relationships. We may find that, through embracing the messiness, we uncover strength and resilience we never knew existed within us. So, I leave you with this call to action. Have you ever felt denial or anger in relation to death? How did you choose to respond? I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below. By reflecting together, we forge connections that challenge the isolation brought on by denying our mortality. The more we share, the more we can lift the veil of ignorance, replacing it with understanding and acceptance. In doing so, we may begin to embrace life more fully, allowing ourselves to navigate the full spectrum of emotions that accompany it. Let's explore this journey together, for it is only through understanding that we can truly live. As we delve deeper into our emotional journey through mortality, we find ourselves at a crucial stage, the interplay between negotiation and depression. These emotions emerge as we confront the reality of death, tempting us to bargain with fate in a desperate attempt to regain control. How often do we catch ourselves saying, "If I only do this, everything will be all right"? This bargaining can be a natural reaction when faced with the inevitable, but it often leads to feelings of frustration and helplessness. Think back to a time when you faced a loss or imminent loss. Did you find yourself negotiating with reality, promising to change behaviors, hoping that somehow your actions to alter the outcome? This instinct to negotiate is a coping mechanism, a way to soothe our fears regarding the unknown. But when we engage in these mental gymnastics, we can easily drift into a cycle of self-blame and guilt. Have you ever replayed conversations in your mind, wondering if saying something differently could have changed the situation? Kübler-Ross identified this phase, where bargaining is a common response to the fear of losing someone dear. However, it often brings along its shadow, depression. The combination can feel like an emotional loop, an exhausting marathon with no finish line. You may find yourself feeling weighed down by promises unfulfilled and hopes dashed. How many times have you wanted to reach out for support, only to find yourself retreating into isolation? As you negotiate outcomes, you might unintentionally create distance from those you love. Consider a friend who promised to spend time with her sick parent, but eventually withdrew when life became overwhelming. This cycle can lead to feelings of pain and inadequacy, reinforcing the loneliness that often follows grief. In these moments, we confront the true cost of avoidance, a rift between our relationships rather than a bridge of connection. So, what can we learn from this tumultuous cycle? It becomes essential to reframe our understanding of both bargaining and depression. While it's easy to perceive negotiation as something inherently harmful, what if we viewed it as an opportunity for growth? The act of bargaining reflects our deep yearning to alter realities we cannot control. But instead of focusing on what we wish to change, we can ask ourselves, how can acceptance serve as a cornerstone of healing? Imagine transforming those negotiations into moments of honesty and presence. Rather than trying to control outcomes or avoid conversations about mortality, consider simply being, showing up without needing to change the narrative. This shift can cultivate a deeper connection with those around you. By acknowledging what you fear rather than battling against it, you may create space for deeper conversations that strengthen bonds rather than hinder them. A communal experience of vulnerability can be profound, encouraging those around us to step forward and share. Have you noticed how powerful it can be to discuss the difficult topics openly? Sharing stories of loss can become a source of healing, allowing everyone involved to feel less alone. I invite you to ponder your approach to the emotions of negotiation and depression. When faced with mortality, how do you tend to react? Are you inclined to bargain or withdraw? I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below as we explore these themes together. Reflecting on our personal experiences can reveal shared truths that bind us, threads of humanity that can nurture understanding and connection. As we navigate this complexity, remember that acceptance of vulnerability is not a sign of defeat. Instead, it offers the chance to live authentically amid chaos. As we continue this journey, may we find strength in our collective experiences and embrace the full spectrum of life, recognizing that each emotion can guide us toward deeper understanding. Together, let's cultivate a space where this exploration can flourish, a space that honors the reality of life and death, propelling us to live more fully in the present. As we continue our exploration of mortality and the emotional labyrinth it creates, we find ourselves approaching a transformative phase: acceptance. This stage often emerges after traversing the twists and turns of denial, anger, bargaining, and depression. It is here that we confront the reality of our circumstances, not with defeat, but with understanding. What does it mean to truly accept the inevitability of loss, and how can this acceptance change our lives? Acceptance is often misconstrued as passive resignation, a giving up in the face of adversity. But in reality, it is one of the most powerful actions we can take. It involves acknowledging what is beyond our control while choosing to engage fully with the present. Think of acceptance as finding a delicate balance on a tightrope. It requires practice, patience, and an unwavering focus on the now. How might embracing acceptance allow you to weave your experiences of grief into a canvas of resilience? Imagine standing in front of a beautiful painting that depicts a stormy sea, tumultuous waves crashing against sturdy cliffs. The vivid colors draw you in, capturing both chaos and tranquility. This painting can serve as a metaphor for acceptance. The artist captures the essence of life's storms while showcasing beauty in the struggle. Much like this art, your experiences of loss and grief can contribute to your unique story. When you accept these experiences, you learn to appreciate not only the calm after the storm, but also the depths of emotion within it. In our daily lives, acceptance can manifest in many ways. Consider moments spent with family or friends where you genuinely listen without judgment or attempts to fix the unease. When you offer your presence without a desire to alter the emotions shared, a deeper connection can emerge. Have you ever found peace in moments where silence is shared, where feelings are acknowledged without the pressure of explanation? By simply being present, you create a sacred space that allows others to open up and allows you to do the same. Acceptance also invites us to reflect on our relationships and how they evolve in the face of mortality. With acceptance comes the realization that we must cherish our connections while we have the opportunity. How can you take steps today to strengthen your bonds with those around you? Reflect on how often you express gratitude for the people in your life or take time to reach out. Even simple gestures like sharing a meal or a heartfelt conversation can reinforce the beauty of acceptance. Yet, embracing acceptance doesn't mean we wallow in discomfort or forget our feelings of loss. On the contrary, it allows us to honor our emotions while navigating forward. Each tear shed in grief is a testament to the love we shared. Each moment of pain reveals just how deeply we cared. Have you ever paused to appreciate the love that accompanies your feelings of grief instead of pushing them away? This perspective shift can be incredibly liberating. Moreover, take a moment to consider how acceptance of mortality can drive us to live more intentionally. Many find that acknowledging the finite nature of life amplifies their appreciation of the present moment. How often do we get lost in our routines, forgetting to pause and celebrate the little joys? Recognizing that time is precious can encourage us to pursue our dreams and live life to the fullest. In this light, I invite you to reflect on your journey toward acceptance. How has your own understanding of mortality shaped your decisions, relationships, and aspirations? Have your experiences with grief inspired you to take bolder steps in your life? I encourage you to share your reflections in the comments below, as our collective insights can inspire many on their journey toward acceptance. As we navigate this intricate emotional tapestry, remember that acceptance opens the door to resilience, authenticity, and compassion. Together, let us create a sanctuary for discussion where we honor not only the weight of grief, but also the lightness of hope that accompanies acceptance. By acknowledging the beauty in our shared struggles and triumphs, we may find profound connections that remind us of the richness life offers. In embracing acceptance, we learn that even within the storm, there is a horizon of possibility awaiting us. So let's take this step forward, hand in hand, embarking on a collective journey toward understanding, healing, and abundant living amidst life's undeniable truths. Together, we can honor our stories and encourage one another to embrace life fully, fiercely, and with open hearts. As we venture further along this path of acceptance, we inevitably encounter a powerful aspect of our human experience, the role of meaning-making in our lives, especially in the face of grief. How do we infuse our experiences with significance, transforming pain into purpose? This transformative process can, in many ways, become the defining hallmark of our resilience. Imagine standing before a waterfall, watching as the water cascades down with an unstoppable force, the sheer power and beauty captivating your senses. This waterfall symbolizes the experience of grief, rushing forth in torrents. Yet, if you look closely, you'll find that its strength also carves out a path through the rocks, shaping the landscape beneath it over time. Similarly, the trials we endure carry the potential to mold our lives in profound and beautiful ways. What might your own waterfall look like? A powerful force of grief that also shapes the contours of your existence. Let's bring this idea closer to home. Reflect on personal experiences where you faced loss or change. Consider how you might have felt lost in the chaos, but in time discovered new avenues of meaning. Perhaps it was through the simple act of gardening in memory of a loved one, allowing each blooming flower to be a tribute to their life. Or maybe you found yourself compelled to reach out to others who shared similar losses, igniting a passion for advocacy and community support. Each of these moments, rich with purpose, demonstrates how we can derive meaning from our struggles. Kübler-Ross emphasized that finding meaning can be central to the healing process. It can serve as a compass, guiding you through the storm of emotions. But how can we actively seek meaning during turbulent times? The answer often lies in our willingness to engage in self-reflection. What life lessons have emerged from your experiences with loss? Take a moment to write down these insights. What have they taught you about love, relationships, or the transient nature of life? Engaging in acts of remembrance or celebration can also provide profound meaning. Consider holding a small gathering each year on the anniversary of a loved one's passing, sharing stories, laughter, and tears while honoring their legacy. Involving others in this ritual transforms your grief into a shared experience, reinforcing bonds and nurturing community resilience. How might you cultivate such meaningful practices in your life or community, allowing grief to breathe new life into your relationships? Moreover, let's explore how our quest for meaning influences our relationships with others. When you confront your own vulnerabilities, you create a safe environment that encourages others to do the same. By allowing your own journey of grief to surface, you can foster authentic conversations that connect and heal. Have you noticed how discussing your experiences of loss can evoke a sense of relief in someone feeling similarly? In these moments of vulnerability, we cultivate empathy and understanding, elements that can deepen our connections. This brings us to a pivotal question. How might you channel your grief into service? Each of us possesses unique talents and insights that can contribute meaningfully to the lives of others. Maybe you have a knack for crafting and you decide to create comfort items for those struggling with grief. Or perhaps you feel drawn to mentor young people facing loss themselves, helping them navigate their emotional landscape. Acts of service not only honor those we've lost, but also empower us to transform our pain into compassion. As we embrace the pursuit of meaning, I encourage you to reflect on your own journey. How have you found purpose amidst the storm of loss? What steps can you take to deepen that sense of meaning in your life? I invite you to share your experiences and insights in the comments below, fostering a dialogue that celebrates the transformative power of our stories. As we journey toward greater understanding, let us remember that the act of finding meaning is not about erasing pain, but rather weaving it into the fabric of our lives. By honoring our experiences and choosing to forge ahead with purpose, we can cultivate a powerful sense of agency in our lives, even while navigating grief. Each step we take toward meaning not only strengthens our own resilience, but also offers a beacon of hope to those around us who may still be wandering in darkness. Together, let's celebrate the strength of our shared humanity. In navigating grief and striving to find meaning, we become architects of hope, building connections that transcend loss and nurture a richer, more fulfilled existence. With each story shared, we contribute to a tapestry of understanding, a vibrant reflection of the complexity of life, love, and the enduring journey toward healing. As we delve deeper into our exploration of grief, we come to an essential concept: resilience. Resilience isn't merely about bouncing back from adversity. It's about growing and transforming through hardship. It invites us to embrace not just survival, but a more profound understanding of ourselves and our experiences. So, how do we cultivate resilience when faced with struggle and loss? Picture a tree enduring a fierce storm. The wind may bend its branches and heavy rain may threaten to uproot it, yet the tree stands tall. Its roots dig deeper, securing its place in the earth and providing nourishment. This powerful image of a tree in a storm serves as a metaphor for our resilience. Just as the tree withstands the elements, we too can develop strong roots through support systems, values, and the lessons we learn. How deeply have you nurtured your roots amidst your own storms? When grief washes over us, it can feel overwhelming, almost suffocating. It often seems that our pain will consume us. Yet within this heaviness lies an incredible opportunity for growth. Resilience does not mean ignoring our pain. Instead, it's about acknowledging it while seeking ways to heal. Have you ever considered that your greatest moments of growth might have emerged from your toughest challenges? One powerful method for building resilience is through journaling. Writing allows us to express our fears and aspirations, giving a voice to our feelings. As you write, you not only process your emotions, but also document your journey, reminding yourself of your strength. What thoughts or feelings are yearning to be expressed within you? I encourage you to take some time to reflect and write about a loss you've experienced and how it has shaped you. Community engagement is another vital aspect of resilience. While the roots of resilience may be personal, connecting with others often nourishes them. Have you found support among friends, family, or groups that understand your journey? Imagine the collective strength that emerges when people gather to share their stories and struggles. It creates a powerful, healing environment. Consider the seed of vulnerability you plant when sharing your story. When you open up, you invite others to share their own experiences, fostering empathy and connection. How transformative could it be if reaching out for support became second nature during difficult times? This reciprocity enriches our lives and strengthens our emotional landscape. Moreover, let's discuss how daily routines can help build resilience. Simple practices like mindfulness, gratitude, or physical activity can ground us and help us face challenges. By incorporating these habits into our lives, we empower ourselves to manage grief more effectively. Have you taken a moment to evaluate your routines? What small adjustments could enhance your resilience? It's essential to recognize that resilience is often a long journey. It requires ongoing self-compassion. There will be days when the weight of grief feels unbearable, and that's perfectly okay. Grief is complex, and it can come in waves. Allow yourself the grace to feel every emotion authentically. Are you practicing kindness toward yourself during these difficult moments? Let's also consider how resilience allows us to reframe our narratives of loss. Instead of viewing grief solely as suffering, we can honor it as a catalyst for growth and transformation. What if your story of grief could evolve into one of courage and inspiration? As we shift our perspectives, we empower ourselves to motivate others walking similar paths. As we reflect on resilience, I invite you to consider: what strengths have you discovered through your losses? What narratives from your experiences could inspire hope in others? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, as our community can thrive on these shared insights. In conclusion, let's embrace resilience as a continuous process. By honoring our grief and nurturing our strength, we gain a deeper appreciation for the nuances of life. Together, we can craft a narrative celebrating lessons learned and resilience gained, shining a light on the intricate dance of love, loss, and transformation. As we approach our final discussion, let's explore how we can take all we've learned on this journey to foster a legacy of hope and compassion, enriching the lives of ourselves and those who will follow. As we arrive at the final chapter of our journey, let's take a moment to reflect on the legacy we wish to create from our experiences with grief and resilience. What does it mean to leave behind a mark that honors our struggles while also illuminating the path for others? This is the essence of our journey, turning pain into something beautiful, something that not only serves to honor those we've lost, but also inspires those still navigating their own storms. Legacy isn't just about what we leave behind in material terms. It's about the values we instill in those around us. Think of a beloved family heirloom passed down through generations, a piece not just cherished for its beauty, but for the stories and emotions tied to it. Similarly, our stories of grief can become heirlooms of resilience and love. How can you share your journey to ensure it nurtures and inspires others? A powerful avenue for creating this legacy is through acts of kindness and service. By channeling our experiences into helping others, we embody the lessons learned along the way. Perhaps you could volunteer at a local support group or even initiate conversations around grief in your community. What impact could sharing your story have on someone who feels isolated in their pain? Remember, every act of kindness, however small, contributes to a more compassionate world. We can also consider the ways in which we cultivate spaces for future generations to explore grief constructively. In what ways can we encourage open dialogues about loss and resilience within our families or communities? For instance, creating rituals to commemorate our loved ones can foster a culture of remembrance and healing. Another profound aspect of creating a legacy is tapping into creativity. Perhaps you feel inspired to write a blog, create art, or even start a podcast sharing insights gained through your journey. By expressing your experiences, you not only honor your emotions, but also offer a resource that may resonate with others. What creative outlets could you explore to connect with those who share similar experiences? Let's also not forget the power of mentorship. Is there a younger person in your life who might benefit from your wisdom? Guiding someone through their grief with the understanding you've acquired can be a transformative experience for both of you. How could your story of resilience serve as a guiding light for someone else's journey? As we consider these avenues for legacy, let's reflect on the importance of self-care in this process. It's essential to remember that nurturing others begins with nurturing ourselves. Are you tending to your own needs as you extend a hand to help others? Integrating self-care practices into your routine can rejuvenate and sustain you through the emotional labor of supporting others. Now, let's turn inward for a moment. What do you wish for your legacy to convey? Picture the values and lessons learned as seeds planted in the hearts of those around you. What kind of garden do you envision? A garden thriving with compassion, resilience, and love. This is achievable through intentional action and connection. As we move forward, I encourage you to carry forth the momentum built from this journey. By embracing your own narrative and sharing it openly, we reinforce a culture of authenticity and hope. Together, we can dismantle the stigma surrounding grief, creating safe spaces for dialogue that explains we are not alone in our struggles. So let's honor our stories by transforming our experiences into gifts for the future. Let's weave together our narratives of loss and resilience into a rich tapestry, echoing a message of hope for generations to come. Each reflection, each shared moment of vulnerability can contribute to a powerful blueprint that demonstrates the strength of the human spirit. As we conclude this discussion, may we stand united in our commitment to creating a legacy that infuses our experiences with meaning and compassion. Together, we can illuminate the path for others, offering solace and connection in the face of loss. Remember, your journey, your resilience, and your legacy matter. Let's step into the future with open hearts, ready to embrace life fully and share the wisdom we've gained with those who will follow. In doing so, we honor not only ourselves, but also the memories of those we've lost, shaping a kinder world for everyone.